and welcome to Connor Reviews, and today we are going to talk about Star Fox 64. For those of you who don't know, Star Fox 64 is the N64 classic where you play as Fox McCloud, leader of the mercenary group known as Star Fox. Star Fox is made up of some of the greatest pilots in the galaxy. And Slippy, their mentally retarded friend that Fox McCloud brings along with them to make him feel special. I'm pretty sure we can't call him that. What, Fox McCloud? That's his name. What else am I supposed to call him? Anyways, Star Fox and his crew, Fox McCloud and his crew, there we go, have been called up to help the Lylat system, keeping them safe from the evil Andross who plans to take over. Now, this is one game I've been wanting to review for quite a long time. I'd actually never played it up until last year. In fact, for a while it was almost the first review I ever did, but unfortunately Splatoon beat it out. The good old days of Splatoon, when I made beautiful videos that looked like fucking garbage, filmed through, I don't know, a milk fucking container. You haven't even been making these for a year. You can't go back to the good old days. You just gonna be a dick throughout this whole fucking review just to spite me? I might. Anyways, this has been a game I've been wanting to review for some time, and now I've finally been able to tackle it, and I can quite say that I was not disappointed in it. Now, let's start with the gameplay. The gameplay, for the most part, is an on-rail shooter where you spend in space, with occasional couple areas where you're no longer on rails, and you're kind of in a more open area to fly around. Although that's mostly for boss battles. Now, while I can't say that, I'm a huge fan of this kind of game, it's not really my cup of tea, I still did have a lot of fun with it regardless. What made this game very interesting that I actually didn't realize until my friend showed me was there's actual multiple ways to play the game. When you first kind of see the galaxy, you kind of only there's a lot of different planets to go to, but the only way to access those planets is by doing levels in a certain way. For example, in a certain level, when you start off the game, you're given two paths that you can go down. Now, I went to the asteroids just because I thought, that's the way I have to go. But turns out you don't have to go that way, because I'm terrible at video games, and am a giant fucking noob. The only way that you can choose the other path would be to 100% the mission. And to 100% the mission, you have to be able to go through certain hidden pathways and hit certain objects throughout the mission. And if you don't do it, you're sent to the asteroids. Sent to the noob pile, essentially. But the entire game works like this. There's multiple pathways that you can do, whether you're doing mission accomplished the whole way through, or do mission accomplished some of the time and mission complete other times. Adding this whole other element of choice to the game, which is a very nice thing. Anytime a game can add choice, genuine, meaningful choice is always a good thing. And the way they did it, they start off by giving you this choice. It's not like they're using it as a tool at the end of the game to go, oh wow, the game's really short, let's just add this multiple choice aspect of it to make people play the game again. Oddly specific. Now, another thing that we should talk about, of course, is the graphics. Now, this game came out in the 90s, so it's no 4K res beautiful game. But for its time, it actually looks fucking amazing. They did such a great job with the graphics. One of the coolest things I saw through playing this game was seeing your reflection of your ship in the water as you flew over. I had never seen that in a game that old before, so that was really cool to see. Another thing I really liked too was there was an explosion effect when you kill one of the bosses. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the explosion effect is really dated. But just the way they set the scene up, just the way it was, you feel that explosion so much more. You feel the magnitude of the explosion, which is so good compared to other games that, I know there's one game where it's like almost so breathtaking. It's so breathtakingly beautiful, and yet the explosion is piss poor in comparison, and you can't even barely see this piss poor explosion because it's covered up with a white bright flashlight to show how fucking amazing this explosion should be, when really it's just piss poor. I feel like you're referring to something, but I'm not too sure what it is. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, the graphics are great, the gameplay is great, but how does the story hold up? The story is good, I think. I don't know. this story is it's kind of a mixed bag. Now, this story isn't particularly, big and wonderful, and you'll cherish it for the rest of your days. Probably not. And if you're looking to play this game due to the amazing story, it's not that kind of game. The story is mostly there to just kind of justify the big question of what is the point of this game. That's what it's there for. But I can't. So, as a story lover, I wasn't a particularly huge fan of the story, but I kind of liked it. Not because they made it so short and lame, but because, not even lame necessarily, is more, they got the tone right, and by getting it right, they just nailed it. The tone of this game is just perfect, and it just sucks you into the game. Whether the story was at least the tone there is like, okay, you know what kind of game you're getting into. And the tone, of course, of this game being sci-fi. It's a sci-fi game. You're flying in space. No shit, the tone is sci-fi. Where did you come up with that brilliant conclusion? Yeah, I get it. Obviously, it's a sci-fi game. No shit. But it felt very old sci-fi. Kind of like the old 50s, 60s, kind of what we thought sci-fi was. And I really loved the way they did that in the tone. And they did that through multiple ways. One of the ways was the introduction. The introduction they did so well. Yeah, it's kind of the Star Wars crawl. Essentially, just a little bit different so they couldn't be sued. But it worked because they kept it so short and simple. A lot of games, when they try and do the big introduction credit, the big crawl, they spend too much time focusing on all these details we don't necessarily need. Star Fox kept it nice and short and sweet and gave us the answers that we needed. And second, the narrator. Ooh, that narrator. That narrator sounds like a Twilight kind of narrator. You're now entering the Twilight Zone. When you hear his voice, you're just like, ooh, all right, I'm in this game. I know what's going on. I'm in it to win it. It just sounds so good. It instantly pulls you in. Story or not, whether because piss poor, his just opening words just go, all right, I don't know what I'm doing, but I need to play this game right now because that fucking narrator's got me in it for the fucking big money, baby. The thing they did to make this world feel very sci-fi, the old sci-fi style, was making it very vast. Each different planet that is in this space sector, that was nice. Burp right on camera. That's sexy. Each different planet or each planet within this space sector is so very vast, different, and unique, allowing all these kind of different worlds to see. And more importantly, the species on these planets are all very unique, which is a good thing. When we're in space, we don't want to see a bunch of humans running around or a bunch of the same character running around. We want to see some diversity, and that is what they have done. By using animals as the aliens, you see all sorts of different animal hybrid-like creatures kind of everywhere throughout the galaxy, and you see a lot of vast different ones. They make the point to not try and use the same ones over and over again. The exception being the bad guys are monkeys. I'm not sure why they're monkeys, but whatever, they're monkeys. And whatever, they deal with that as it is. But still being able to see a vast different kinds of alien creatures living in this world, you feel like you're in the tone. It's just so good. So the story, it may be alright, but at least the tone, it pulls you in and you can appreciate being in this kind of world. That is, until you bring in the Star Fox crew to this universe. That's when the story goes to shit. Because if you're a fan of the Star Fox series, I'm sorry, I can't see how. Because Star Fox and its crew are so fucking awful. Just the absolute fucking worst characters. The worst team ever. Oh, the reason these guys are so awful isn't because they're terribly written characters. Don't worry, we'll get to that. One of the biggest reasons is because they're just such an awful team with no fucking chemistry together. Absolutely none. these characters, as you play throughout the whole game with them, you don't really see them really bonding together. And if I'm stuck with these characters the whole game, I want to see them get along, grow together, and bond as a team, and you never feel like they do. Actually, honestly, I'd rather have these guys fight the whole game. If these guys are just sitting there murking at each other and they didn't get along at all and were forced to be together, that's at least a little bit more entertaining. But in this game, they're working together because they can. And it feels like they honestly shouldn't. And there's no real reason why they should work together. Yeah, Peppy is friends with his father. Peppy is probably the only character that has to be there. That is the only one that kind of makes sense for him to be there. But the rest of it just seems It seems almost like they're like, oh, why should we work together? Well, because the story says so, that's why. Well, maybe we should have some more background to these characters, build a reason as to why we have to work together. Recruit some of us throughout the missions. Nah, I like the idea of it being story-based. The story forced us together. Well, isn't that kind of boring? Don't we want some sort of character development? Character development? What the fuck is that? But, to the game's defense, it is a little hard to make these characters seem natural when they interact with each other, when you have just some of the worst written fucking characters in fucking gaming history. There's this robot character in the game whose whole job is to control the main ship. And what is his character? That's it. I described it all. I described his life story. He's a fucking robot. That is it. He's a basic paper cutout of what a generic robot should be. Really, that's the best we can do? If we can get a game like Super Smash Bros. To make me cry cry over Rob, the fucking robot, the thing that they sold to try and get more SNESs, or if Pixar can get you to care about a robot that just says "Wowie" the whole fucking time, then why can't you come up with some sort of character development at all? Make them funny, make them like true robotic, make them something we can enjoy. But no, he's just a robot. That is his job. I have the personality of a vacuum cleaner. There's nothing interesting to this. And it's not even like he's so boring they can make fun of it. He's just it. And it's like, god damn it, make a fucking fun character, or at least have one of these characters pick on him for being such a carbon fucking cutout. That would at least be hilarious. But no, because there's no fucking character development in this fucking game. And then, let's move on to the star of our game. The worst fucking character in this whole fucking game. That shocks you that he is the leader and the main star of this game. I am, of course, talking about Fox motherfucking Cloud. How? How can you have a character that seems so cool in Smash Brothers that playing it, you go, wow, that one character is really cool. All the good people seem to play him. He seems so interesting. And yet the game he comes from, he is just such a cringe-inducing fuckhead. Oh, I hate him so much. And to top it off, he has the same issue the robot has, being a boring motherfucker with very little fucking character. The few character bits he does have, we'll get to in a fucking moment. But he suffers from that thing that a lot of shows seem to suffer from, that are based around big groups, being the main character, the main guy we're supposed to like, is the most boring character ever. That 70s show, How I Met Your Mother, is examples. That is fuck. You can essentially throw Fox McCloud. Fox McCloud could play Ted Mosby in his fucking sleep. It'd be no fucking challenge for him. Or play that dude from that 70s show who portrayed Venom in Spider-Man 3. Why the fuck would they have him be Venom? Doesn't even make any sense. Did anyone sit in a boardroom and go, hey, who would be great to play Venom? That scrawny fuck from that 70s show. Why? Why on earth was that the top decision? There's so many people that could have played him better. Like, I don't know. Fuck, I could have played Venom better. I've got a little bit more meat to my bones, and I could probably act scary. I'm getting sidetracked here. Back to dipshit McCloud. This Fox McCloud fucking character, he's awful. He is so boring and terrible. And to top it off, the real kicker, to add some cringe in anytime he says anything, I'm pretty sure they gave him the same voice as Sonic the Hedgehog. He is the generic white guy who's in charge voice stereotype, and it's just the fucking worst. Whenever he talks, he immediately kills the mood, because at least the other characters have some sort of character. Whenever he talks, it's just like, can you shut the hell up? I don't want to listen to your stupid fucking voice. But the gods have bestowed us with even more of a great gift for the Sonic's character, because he's not just an annoying, generic-sounding douchebag, he's also a self-centered prick. You know those stories where the main character or somebody makes a heroic sacrifice to save the rest of his group, and maybe the whole world, maybe the universe, but in return must give his own life to make sure that everyone is safe? Well, that's not Sonic. That's not fucking Sonic the fuckface. Instead, we get this douchebag who has the opportunity to go fight the main bad guy by himself for the fucking glory of it, to make him look like the most glorious motherfucker in history. Oh, he's a fucking dipshit. And more importantly, he's not skilled enough to go take on this big main bad guy. Why do I say this? Well, throughout the fight, throughout most of this game, he needs his crew to help him out. Peppy's whole job in the game is to tell Fox where to shoot to kill the main bad guys, where to be able to maneuver around. Really? Do we need somebody for that? Most of the guys basically have a giant glowing red thing that pretty much says, hey, shoot right here. This is the main spot to shoot. Yet Fox cannot figure out where the fuck he has to shoot. You should know this shit, Fox. Why does Peppy have to fucking tell you it all? And then, to top this game off too, he also requires Slippy. Slippy's job is to make sure that he can give out the information as to how strong the boss's health is at all times. And without him, Fox has no idea. Really? 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 You need Slippy, George, tell me about the rabbit's fucking frog, to tell you what the character's health is? If fucking Slippy can figure this shit out, how the fuck can't you figure it out, Fox? It must be pretty fucking simple. But yet no, he cannot figure it out. Instead, he decides to do it all himself and go in like a self-centered fucking asshole. Oh my god, I hate this fucking self-centered dick. Oh, I don't have my crew, what should I do? I don't know, Fox. How about you just wait 5 minutes until your actual fucking crew shows up and then go after the main bad guy? Fuck, you know what? Wait for the Cornerian army to show up so you and the Cornerian army can beat this motherfucker fast. But no, you've got to be the star of the game. You've got to be the self-centered, furry fucking self-centered cock-sucking dickhead fucker. Fuck! You done there? I hate Fox McCloud so much. How can a character be so cool looking in one game and then yet be the most annoying motherfucker in his own game? But Connor, he can be that cool. All you have to do is grab the thoughts of this character in his own game series and just bury it in the back of your mind. And just pretend it doesn't exist. And then eventually it won't exist, and the only character version you'll have in your mind will be Fox McCloud that you see in Smash Brothers. Yeah. Bury him in the back of my head. Pretend he doesn't exist. Like my suicidal thoughts, right? Bingo. Now don't get me wrong. Not all the Fox characters, Star Fox characters, are terrible. There's some decently written characters, or at least some that are entertaining, like Falco LaGuardia. Isn't that the name of an airport? I don't know, maybe. But Falco, Peppy, Hare, they at least have some character to them and they're entertaining. And you know what? I'm shockingly going to say this. I'll even give Slippy a kudos here. At least Slippy has some character. We all know that Slippy's an idiot. It's something for us to truly enjoy when we watch him. Unlike Fox McDouble. But even then, the little character that at least two of them have, it doesn't matter because they don't interact well together. There is no character. They don't seem right together. They're just this odd mishmash of guys kind of forced to be together that just doesn't work. Oh my god, They're like those kids from the 90s. You know, whenever you see those commercials back in the 90s where it shows the token black kid, the token girl, the Mexican kid, the guy in the wheelchair, and the generic white guy who's always in charge for some reason, always hanging out together like, yeah, we're the bestest of friends, pals. We're in this together because we're friends. And yet nobody knows that group. Why? Because that group would never actually hang out together. They're not legitimate friends. That is the Star Fox crew in a nutshell. They are the 90s kids from commercials that never would hang out in real life. So what are my thoughts on this game as a whole? You know what? It's fun. It is actually quite enjoyable. Yeah, I know I picked on Fox a lot just because, you know what, I really, really wanted to. But the character flaws, while there is tons, this game as a whole isn't necessarily bad. It is a lot of fun, and for its time, I consider it a really good game. So I'm giving this game a total of 4 out of 5. What did you think of Star Fox 64? Do you think that this game is a 5 out of 5 game and I'm just a fucking idiot who doesn't know anything? Do you think Slippy is truly the greatest hero of our time? And are you still waiting for me to do a Make a Barrel Roll reference? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments section down below, and I'll see you next time. Great. Now that we're done with Star Fox 64, we can now get back to work and focus on the games we have actually been playing, like Fire Emblem Fates. Oh no. Not yet. What? But why? We have the scripts ready to go. 6 videos that we can just do. All we need to do is record them. Don't worry, we will. In time. But I'm not quite done with Star Fox yet. What do you mean? The review is over. What else is there to do? Oh, I didn't do Star Fox 64 just because. I did it because it was necessary. Why? I needed it as a starting point, as a reference, as for a game that must truly feel my wrath. A game that I will rip apart, like coyotes ripping apart cantaloupe. Wait, do you mean antelope? Game that I will break over my leg, like Bane broke the Batman. Wait, are you that stupid that you don't know what an antelope and a cantaloupe are? Can you not tell the difference between what they are? Fuck's sake, yes, I know what a fucking cantaloupe is. It's that deer moose thing or whatever. Now can you shut up and let me continue my rant to build up to the next review? Oh my fucking god, you don't know what a fucking cantaloupe is. This game is Rocky, and I am the Russian that must break him. He lost that fight. Why would you make a reference as you being the fucking losing character? That makes no fucking sense. Can you just hurry up and just say what the next review is? This joke, like this review, has gone on way too long. Oh fuck, the video's that long? Okay, shit, yeah, you're right. We must take on the game that they consider the shit stain of the Wii U. I'm of course talking about Star Fox Zero.